What if the brightest star in the night sky wasn't just a star, but a divine warrior fighting against drought? And what if fire itself was born from water? In Persian mythology, both of these ideas are true, and that's the world we're entering today. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Celine, and today you're watching part 2 of my series on water deities in Persian mythology. In the last video, we talked about Anahita. If you haven't watched it yet, I recommend checking it out first. We also said in the last video that ancient Persia was a dry and arid land, so it was very important for people to believe in water deities and pray to them for rain. In this video, we're going to talk about how ancient Persians believed they could receive rain and clean water from these deities. Today, we're going to explore Apam Napat, the god of all waters on earth, and Tishtar or Tishtrya, the deity who brings rain and appears in the sky as a brilliant star preparing for battle. So, let's begin with Apam Napat. Apam means water and Napat means descendant or grandchild. So Apam Napat literally means descendant or child of the waters. In later Middle Persian or Pahlavi text, Apam Napat is also called Bors or Burs. This title means something like high, exalted, or great, and it shows him as a lofty or elevated being. He has roots in Indo-Iranian and Vedic traditions. A Vedic counterpart called Apam Napat appears in Rigveda. In Zoroastrianism, he is connected with water, fire, and creation. And he appears as a powerful, luminous figure in the texts. In the Zamyad Yasht of Avesta, which is a yasht or hymn dedicated to Zamyad, the earth, he is worshipped as a strong, gigantic, and just deity. And in that context, he appears near other great gods. This story also connects with Azar, the fire deity, and the dragon Azhdahak, and that's a story I'm covering next week, so don't forget to check back on next Friday. In some Indo-Iranian accounts, Apam Napat is associated with the origin of fire. The image of a golden shining being appearing out of the water is important here. This is why some texts link him with agni or other fire figures in Vedic tradition. Later, some of Apam Napat's powers and responsibilities become associated with Anahita, whom we discussed in the last video. Tishtar is often described as being from Apam Napat's generation, and with that connection, we can close our look at Apam Napat, the guardian of pure waters, and move toward the shining star who continues the story of rain and life. So, in this part, we are going to talk about Tishtar, also called Tishtrya, who is a divinity linked to Sirius, that is, the brightest star in the sky, and to life-giving light. Because of this, he is seen as the origin of waters, rain, and fertility on earth. He also has a life-giving power. At the beginning of creation during Ahriman's attacks, he scattered water and seeds through the waters. Tishtar is known as the Lord of the Stars and the Protector of Persia. He is said to give children and opposes witches and break their power. He is described as a white, shining, tall, and full of light man from afar. But that's not all. He also battles Apaosha, the Div or demon of droughts. The story of the battle between Apaosha, the Div of Drought, and Tishtar is narrated in the Tishtar Yasht of the Avesta, which is a hymn dedicated to him. This Div stops the rain, so Tishtar, with the help of deities such as Apam Napat and Vahumana, the Apaosha Spenta, goes to fight this Div. And by the way, if you haven't watched my video on creation in which talk fully about Vahumana, I recommend that you do it. So, for the first 10 days, Tishtar takes the shape of a young, tall man to fly in the sky and send water from the clouds to the earth. Each raindrop is the size of a man. The water of that rain covers the earth and destroys the vermin. However, some of them go into the holes of the earth. The deity of the wind, who is also helping Tishtar, sends this water to different parts of the earth, and that is how Varukasha, which is an infinite cosmic sea in Persian mythology, is formed. This sea takes up 1/3 of the earth, and it was said to be next to the Alborz area of Persia. The second 10 days, Tishtar takes the shape of a bull with golden horns to fly in the sky and send rain from the clouds. And in the third 10 days, he takes the shape of a white, beautiful stallion with golden ears to fly in the sky again and send down rain. During that time, all the vermin with their poisons are dead and fall to the earth. Then the divine wind blows and water is scattered on the earth. In that shape, that is the shape of a white stallion, Tishtar goes into the sea Varukasha, and there he fights Apaosha, who is in the shape of a black horse with no mane and cut ears with a short black tail. At first, Apaosha is stronger and defeats Tishtar and sends him 1,000 steps away from Varukasha, and that is when drought and thirst spread over the earth. Tishtar goes to Ahriman and tells him that since people are not praying to him, he is not able to defeat Apaosha. So Ahriman gives him the power of 10 young men, 10 camels, 10 mountains, and 10 rivers. This time, he is equal to Apaosha. When Apaosha sees him again, he fears him and runs away, and Tishtar sends him 1,000 steps away from Varukasha, takes the water of it and brings it up. Then the clouds are scattered. Tishtar then uses Vasishta, which is one of the 5 spiritual fires in Persian mythology remaining in the clouds. And tell me in the comments if I should make videos about these fires. He hits this fire with his mace. This fire blazes and the Div, Spenjarush, who is Apaosha's partner in the crime, is terrified and dies. And by the way, this is how lightning is explained in Persian mythology. This was the lightning just before the rain. So, as a result, this time a very heavy rain pours down for 10 days and nights. And with this rain, the poison of the dead vermin goes into the sea and mixes with the water. And that is why the seawater is bitter and salty. It's the result of the vermin's poison. After 30 days, the water reaches all parts of the earth, and from this water, 3 big seas, 30 small seas, 2 wells, and 2 rivers are filled with water. And this is how he brings water to the earth. So, as I have already mentioned in the previous videos, ancient Persians dedicated the month and days of their calendar to their deities. We have already talked about some of these months, and the name of the month still remained the same. The 4th month of the Iranian calendar, which is called Tir, was dedicated to Tishtrya. Tir is another name for Tishtar. Some people believe Tir was an independent deity with qualities similar to Tishtar, worshipped in the western parts of Persia. And these two later became the same deity. So these events, this battle and Tishtar's fight for 30 days happened during that month. Tir, which is the first month of summer in the Iranian calendar, happens to be the same time as July. Almost the same time. This was when drought and hot weather probably began, and they believed it happened because of Apaosha. And the brightest star in the sky was Tishtar in the shape of a man, bull, and a stallion bringing down rain. So during that time, they dedicated the whole month to Tishtar and believed that he was fighting this Div. Also, the 13th day of each month was dedicated to him. So the celebration Tirgan on the 13th day of the month of Tir was made to pray to Tishtar to fight the demon and send down rain. So what do you think about this myth? And what about Persians' understanding of the first month of summer? Do you think it was a logical way of explaining the beginning of the dry season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you know any other myths, legends, or stories about how ancient cultures understood summer, rain, or seasons, whether they're similar to this one or completely different, please share them with me. I'd love to learn new stories from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to hear the story of the fire god Azar and his battle with the dragon Azhdahak, where Apam Napat appears again next Friday, or if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you soon.